Thank you all for being here today. I'm so appreciative of your time, but I want to start with something extremely serious. Who here remembers the great TikTok outage of 2025? It was madness. It was chaos. People had to stare at the walls, talk to their families. Nobody knew what to do. But hey, in all seriousness, even if you hate TikTok, I can promise you one thing. Middle and high school students absolutely love it. Now, let's all feel old just for 1 second as well. Netflix turns 28 years old this year. I'm a millennial. Now imagine Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and now babies born this year, Gen Beta. They've never known a world without an iPhone in their hands. So what loose thread am I pulling on? What am I getting at here? The world is completely digitized. Entertainment, the way you connect with your friends, your families, the way that we socialize, transportation. But there's one place stuck in the Stone Ages, our education system. Now, this is deeply personal to me. I believe education is the most important part of our society. And education has done so much for me, yet left so much to be desired at the same time. You see, back in 2019, I went back to school, go to get my MBA at UCLA, go Bruins for any Bruins in the crowd here. I was loving life in the City of Angels, loving Los Angeles. Then 2020 hit, and I was thrown into Zoom University, the worst learning experience of my life. I wasn't learning, I wasn't networking, I wasn't growing. On one end of my apartment, my wife was working a remote job, making 6 figures, waking up at 11 a.m. On the other, I was in a $70,000 a year MBA program, getting nothing for my education. I kept thinking, how did I get the worst deal here? But you see, at the end of each long day of 6 to 8 hours of Zoom classes, I would go downstairs, grab a plate for dinner, and I'd watch another screen. That's the ironic thing. My TV. Who here remembers The Last Dance or Tiger King? All those incredible shows getting us through the pandemic. I would binge these shows, loving every episode, loving every piece of content. This is when I learned that storytelling is the best way to be able to provide incredible teaching and learning. Remember every Sunday, ready for those next 2 episodes of Michael Jordan to come out. And then all week, the sports pundits debating that episode on their shows. I always wondered, why couldn't education do the same for me? So meanwhile, Netflix and TikTok are absolutely killing it, engaging young people like never before, but a $70,000 a year MBA program couldn't do it at all. Now take that $70,000 MBA program and imagine a secondary school across the country. How are they going to be able to engage these students? That was something that I had to live with, and I was extremely motivated and frustrated by. You see, when I go into schools today, it looks just like it did in the 2000s. And sure, that's nostalgic, that's when I went to school, but it's also deeply troubling. But you see, it's rooted in the history of our education system. A lot of our education is built off a 200-plus-year-old system, largely influenced by the Prussian learning method. You see, the Prussian learning method was largely designed to build military workers, bureaucrats, and factory jobs. So let me bring you back for a moment so you can remember a little bit around this system. Everyone remember the ding, 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 bell rings, you got to go to your next class, just like a factory shift. Disobedience is what we always provide instead of creativity. If you act out in class, you're punished rather than rewarded. Standardization over personalization. It's a sage on the stage preaching to the class, not designing an individualized lesson plan to help students of all kinds and all learning backgrounds. These are some of the issues in education. And these are some of the things we have to fight every day to be able to make a difference and bring the digital learning to the future. You see, according to our nation's report card, U.S. reading scores are at a 30-year low. Meanwhile, Gen Z learners, on average, spend 49 minutes a day watching Netflix. And you see, we're not preparing them for a world they're going to live in one day. In 2030, according to the Institute of the Future, 85% of jobs don't even exist yet today. We need to be able to bring learning into the digitization of the future. We need to provide a much more engaging learning experience. And that's exactly why I founded Subject. I like to think of Subject as the Netflix of education. We build premium 4-credit middle school and high school courses, help to engage learners like never before. We want to be able to engage learners and provide support for teachers because digital learning is the future. And we never want to be able to claim that video learning is just the future because we want to always back our claims with data. According to Panopto, 85% of students preferred video-first modalities versus traditional lectures. And not only that, we compared statistics from video-based learners to the National Center of Education Statistics and found that video-based learning is a game changer. On average, students from lower socioeconomic backgrounds from poor situations graduate 81% of the time. But when video learning is leveraged, it drives up to 85%. And not only graduation, succeeding in classes with prerequisites is just as important, if not more powerful. Whether it's math, chemistry, or physics, when students are able to leverage video-based learning, they on average complete 66% more assignments and 53% higher scores on their exams. But it's not just the learners we're focused on. The video-based learning is all about teachers as well. How can we be able to fight for better pay, better conditions, while not being able to provide better supplementary tools for teachers? Teachers are the heroes in society. We have to support them more than ever before. They're the ones shaping young people for the future. And that's where video-based learning can really step in. Video-based learning on average is able to save over 500 hours a year of teaching time. Lesson planning, grading, data, and analytics leveraged with AI, this is making a huge difference in our teachers' livelihood. And you see, over the last 5 years, we've partnered with so many incredible educators across the space and really been able to find people who believe in innovation. They don't want to stick in the old ways. They want to provide a more engaging student experience for Gen Z, Gen Alpha, Gen Beta. We're here to be able to fight for those future students, those future leaders of society. That's how we could be able to make a better difference and be able to prove that we could be able to develop a great product for both teachers and students. Everyone in on this video-based learning is going to make a huge impact on us being able to provide a better future for our society. You see, one thing that we really want to focus on is addressing the systemic divide in education. Students across all zip codes and all backgrounds deserve the best. When we're talking about learning, there's one last piece that we really want to focus on across society, is that we want to develop lifelong learners. How can you be able to train someone to get to high school and they finish at 18? Or maybe you end up going to college and you finish at 22, and then you're done. Time to be an adult, time to get a job, no more learning. Well, you see, if you're lucky enough, you're going to live to 80, 90, 100 years old. That means most of your life is going to be spent outside of formal schooling. It's so important to be able to develop that love of learning. Learning a new skill, reading a new book, learning from peers and mentors. The most fulfilled and successful people in this world love to learn. And we want to be able to continually spread that love of learning across society. Learning can be able to develop a skill the rest of your life. So whether you're 40, 60, or 80, you can always be getting better. Always learning more about yourself. Always learning more about others. That's what we fight for every single day. You see, I went to 7 schools in 5 years growing up. I hated school. I felt like it didn't serve me. I felt like the one-size-fits-all approach was not meant for the way I was meant to learn. It was really challenging. But if I had a system that could be able to adapt to my needs and engage me with my passions, that would be something special. And that is why digital learning is the future all the way. There's something really special going on right now, and we want to envision a future together. We want to weave a deeper fabric to be able to make a difference and be able to provide society with incredible learning opportunities. So imagine together with me here, 10 years from now, where every student has access to content in their own native language, where every student is getting a personalized learning plan, where every teacher has their own teacher's assistant, leveraged with AI, analytics, and videography. This isn't just the future. It's happening right now. And we have a call to action to let education stay in the Stone Ages or to help build something that represents what these students already love on their social media and engaging platforms. We know what we have to do. Now it's time to act. Thank you, TEDx.